Welcome back, geeks, to another episode of the Geek Out, Freak Out podcast. I am your host, Matt Salgado, a.k.a. Mateo83. You can follow me there on Twitter and Instagram. And sitting next to me is the lovely, the wonderful...
Jeremy Holman, a.k.a.
J
Vader 82.
No.
I just had a sex change.
Well,
this is my new voice.
It's been a long time coming, and he finally went through with it. And I have to say, I'm fairly impressed. And I'm gonna leave Priscilla, and I hope Kim is okay with that.
Yeah, it was her idea. She wanted me to get my sex changed.
I don't know where we're going with this.
I don't know. I think we've hit a wall.
No, obviously Jeremy. It's not Jeremy.
Obviously,
sitting next to me is my lovely wife.
It is Kim.
Oh,
Holman.
No.
Oh, oops.
we got some explaining to do. Sitting next to me is my lovely wife, amazing artist Priscilla Ornelas. You can find her on...
Or you could call me Ornelius, as many people do.
Oh, or Patricia?
Or Penelope.
How many names? How many different names have people called you?
Oh, dear. You know, our closest friends have called me different names.
Yeah. And they've known you for...
And we won't name their names.
Yeah, I'm not going to say names like Nikki or... But how hard is it to remember the name Priscilla?
How hard is it to remember the name Priscilla after you've been friends with that person for 4 years?
Well, it was a lot longer than that.
Oh, yeah.
Now it is, but where we can find you on Instagram? What's your Instagram? It's
art by _ peaches.
Yeah, that's correct. You guys can give her a follow there. She's the mastermind behind my amazing Macho Man Randy Savage Vans. You can follow her there. She does a lot of awesome art. Besides just shoe art, she is an amazing painter. You can commission her for paintings.
Yes,
right?
you can.
Also,
I can get what?
She is also the mother of a wonderful 2.5-year-old crazy child that is currently at his grandma's house.
He decided.
He ditched us.
That was his decision, not ours.
He ditched us and he bounced. And so I was like, hey, we've been wanting to record a show. I guess now's our chance.
Yeah.
So Jeremy's not in, obviously, this week. Neither is Kim. They are both. Jeremy is out. He took his family on vacation. This is the beginning of spring break for his children. So I believe they have family out in Arizona, and that's what they're doing over there. I actually believe he's on his way back already. I don't know why you would not want to stay out of Roswell longer, but, more power to you, Jeremy. Obviously, if you guys didn't notice, we didn't have a show last week. It kind of just fell by the wayside, and nobody cried. Nobody asked us. Well, actually, a few people did. It's just, things get busy. Life gets in the way sometimes, and, you just got to roll with the punches. And instead of making excuses, we just are like, hey, we're not going to do a show this week, and we'll just do one when you come back, so...
But here we are, we're making a show.
And I did have another show lined up, but obviously that also fell through. So,
Did it?
Yeah, it did. Didn't happen. It was supposed to happen, but it didn't.
It wasn't supposed to be me.
It wasn't. Well, you were going to be the other person, but...
So was it the first person you told me about?
Yes. We'll leave it at that.
Yeah, I knew that was going to...
You knew that was going to happen?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Priscilla,
I feel like everybody's going to Arizona for their spring break. I already know maybe like 3 people that are there now.
Arizona sucks.
It's not that bad. I've actually considered, like, if we moved, maybe that might be... Is that weird?
All the horrible people I know in my life live in Arizona.
All the horrible people?
All the horrible
including people. Your lover?
That's the joke. That's the joke. So
that's your secret way of saying I would move there too?
No, I do not like Arizona at all. I mean, there's some nice things about that state, but if we were picking states to live in, I think Arizona would be at the bottom of that list.
Really?
Yeah, I'm just not interested in living there at all.
Well, I know you're interested in Colorado, but
why Arizona for you? Well, that's interesting.
It is.
The weather?
It's not as far as California, which I mean, yeah. Well,
it's like insanely hot there.
I know.
You do not do well in the heat. You get heat strokes like at 94 degrees, 95 degrees.
That's true.
Yeah. You're taking this one over.
Well, I mean,
what if
I wouldn't spend my time outside? I'm not really an outdoorsy person.
What about a place like Flagstaff, Arizona? That's like in the mountains. It's actually pretty nice.
I just don't want to be somewhere where I can be cold for like more than 2 months.
I think you're underestimating the areas of
But
Colorado.
Flagstaff is nice. I've drove through there once or twice, and I think it is nice.
Yeah. So if like a opportunity for me to work in Arizona came up and you were just like, let's go to Arizona, that's what you would want to do?
Maybe.
That's interesting. I wouldn't. 'Cause if the opportunity came up for Arizona, I would just...
I don't know. The dust storms are kind of scary.
I would delete that email.
What are they, sandstorms?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I know Tucson and Phoenix get hit like walls of sand. But,
and monsoon season.
Yeah. That's about it. But then you have like 120 degree weather in the summer.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're okay with that?
Well, I mean, I don't think it would be as bad.
Yeah, okay.
It's mostly like indoor living. Not like...
Yeah, you don't go out very much.
Yeah.
You're like to be inside.
Yeah, I mean, like, think about it. Museums, indoor.
Inside.
What else do I like? Art museums.
Art museums inside. Yeah, you can't really have art museums outside. Baseball games.
I was gonna say shopping, but I don't really do much shopping anyways.
No, it's true. You do all your shopping online.
Just recently. Because we live in a small town that doesn't have all these...
Well, yeah, and we're not really in the position to be going out of town quite a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, how far along are we?
6 months.
6 months. Priscilla is 6 months pregnant right now. In 3 months' time, there will be a new addition to this household.
Mm-hmm. And I'm so excited because my nausea will be over.
So you think?
No, it will be.
And we're using this platform to announce the name of our child.
No, we're not.
And that's how we're going to get all the downloads. Our daughter's name, drumroll please, is going to be Sasha Banks Finn Balor. So thank you for tuning in and downloading this episode of the Geek Out Freak Out podcast. That's what it's always been decided to be.
I thought it was.
You got to name our son, I'm naming our daughter. And that's what she's going to be.
Okay.
Sasha Balor.
So be it.
She has to have a girl's name, but middle name can be Balor. So Priscilla, on this show we like to talk about what makes us geek out the most. And that's like hobbies, things like that. Of course, you know the premise of the show. We don't have very many guests on, but the few guests we have had on, like Johnny and Sarah Mitchell in our past, in season 1, Sarah being, yeah, you were a co-host, but yeah, you've been a co-host before, but we've never done a one-on-one interview before. Okay. You've always been like my sidekick.
So what makes me geek out?
So what makes you geek out? Like, is it painting? What's your favorite part about painting that makes you geek out?
Hang on, I feel a burp coming on.
Is it the challenge that you look at a canvas and you're like, how am I going to make this look amazing? This is really great for podcast
yes
audio.
And no. What? Me going like this? Yeah. I know. No, I love it when I can complete a painting. That's pretty exciting. I don't know. I've never really thought about that.
Yeah.
About what makes me geek out about painting.
Because I kind of like, maybe you don't even realize it because it's so natural to you. But like the process of watching you, like when you first start your process, like when you have the idea or the image you're going to use, like, and you have an idea and you've told me what you're going to paint. And then I see you like start to begin like to do the sketch outs and things like that. And I'm like, cool. Like when I see the sketch, I'm like, oh, that's going to look, that looks cool already. Just the sketch itself. But then when I see you to like throw down like your background paints, to me sometimes I'm like, how are you going to like pull this all together? You know, like how is this going to shape to be... Because me, like, I'm not a very good painter at all.
Okay, that is pretty fun for me.
Yeah.
Like, watching it come together, because there's been, like, several times where I started painting and I'm like, I don't think this is going to go anywhere. And mostly, if it's for my own personal, what's the word?
Collection?
Yeah. My own personal collection or...
Just for fun.
Just for fun. I won't finish it if I don't see it going anywhere. But if I'm commissioned to do something, then, you know, I have to accept the challenge and I have to finish it and complete it.
Yeah.
So, like, watching it, especially if I'm on a deadline, that helps.
Yeah.
So, like, that helps me get through with it, because I've never, knock on wood, not completed something that I've been commissioned to do. So, I have to see it come together. Yeah, I have to see it through. And when I finally, like, come down to, like, the end of it and it all comes together, I'm, like, really impressed with myself, because I had doubts along the way.
You got it done. You perform well under pressure. I think that's a really good attribute that you have. I've seen you, like, when you do the Potter's Guild show, you've done like 3 or 4 of them, and then like you give yourself a deadline, like, because the medium you paint in oil paints,
right? And
that takes like a whole week for them to like dry,
fully dry. Yeah, so and then I have to varnish them.
You give yourself that deadline, and you're like, I've seen, like, I think it was maybe the second show that you did, where you didn't have that many paintings, and you're like, all right, and you just went like into overtime mode, and you just started busting them out left and right. And this was before we had our son, so like you definitely had that freedom to stay up to like 1 to 2 o'clock in the morning just to get, you know, these pieces done. And those turned out to be some of your best works. Yeah. Which is actually pretty crazy when you think about it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely see you. I think you like the challenge. I think is what you're trying to convey. Is like you like the challenge that, hey, somebody wants me to paint this for them. And I've seen you kind of like at times when like be hesitant and not procrastinate, but kind of like afraid to start that, and then you're like, I have to do this, I have to get it done, and I have to do it. And then before you realize, those ones that you're like, you have to get it done, you have to finish them like within these amount of days, those ones have turned out to be like the best ones you have done. Case in point, the last pair of Vans shoes that you did, like those ones were amazing. I don't think she's gonna listen to the show, so it's fine. But like those ones are your best ones, and I'm like legit not BSing you. Like those ones came out really good, and you were afraid to start those because one, you had never painted animals before on shoes. Realistic animals.
Yeah.
Like you painted cartoon characters.
Yes.
A wrestler who's basically a cartoon character. You know, like characters you painted. You did do like Drake shoes one time for like one of your nieces.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did. You did Drake shoes.
Oh, yeah, I did.
But
I was thinking about Drake Malfoy or whatever his name is.
Oh, yeah, Drake Malfoy from Harry Potter.
Like, I didn't do that.
But yeah, so seeing you have that, like, you know, like, want to challenge yourself and do that, like...
Yeah, so if you ever commission me to do anything, you have to give me a deadline.
Give her a deadline.
Don't give me something, like, ridiculous, like, I need this tomorrow. I've had a few people... Well, not a few people... Like, one person, they're like, oh, I need you to paint something on, you know, like this really hard piece of medium, which was like a glass table. I need you to paint something on it, and I need it by, I need
Tomorrow.
it in 3 days.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh no, that's not happening. And it's really...
Does it hurt you to kind of like have to turn down work when it's something like that? Because like it's something that probably you wouldn't want to try.
That's what I was gonna say. Is I usually never turn anybody down because, I don't like to turn people down. Like I've never said no to somebody.
Yeah.
Because
why would you?
Yeah. Well, not. Why would I? It's just that I'm the type of person that doesn't like to let people down. I tried, like...
If somebody came up to you and was like, I want Donald Trump shoes.
Yes, I would paint those. Heck yeah, I would paint Donald Trump shoes.
I want Donald Trump on one shoe. I'm not trying to be sacrilegious.
I actually considered...
I want Donald Trump on one shoe and Jesus on another shoe. Would you paint those shoes? Or would you have a conflict within yourself?
No, I wouldn't. I'd paint whatever people want me to paint. I mean, if it's like...
But nothing like... Not like something like graphic, like naked women kind of stuff. Like if nothing vulgar is what I'm trying to say.
Right, nothing vulgar or nothing like way too offensive.
Yeah.
Like painting Donald Trump shoes and painting Jesus on the other shoe. I mean, that's not offensive. I mean, he may be personally offensive to other people, but it's not like...
Would you paint those shoes and say, don't tag me?
No.
Would you put those on your Instagram?
I don't know if I would put them on my Instagram.
Albeit like, yeah, he's a horrible person, and I don't mind saying that on the show. Donald Trump, is a horrible person. Not Jesus. Guy. Jesus is great. But no, I think if you're doing like artwork and something like that, I wouldn't tell you not to. I would tell you have fun with it and see if you can make them look good.
Well, definitely I would. And you know what's funny that you're asking me that, because I thought about that. I was like, what if somebody asked me to paint Donald Trump shoes?
We live in a town.
And I was like thinking that would actually be pretty fun, I think. Because for me it would be comedic.
Yeah.
Maybe not so much for the person actually asking for them, but
what if Trump saw the shoes and retweeted them? Are you ready for that kind of
hate?
Attention?
I don't know. I guess that could be kind of negative, and like it could be negative.
No, I don't think so. I think all you would have to do is like state in the interview, "Hey, I got asked to do Donald Trump shoes and I did them. I don't like the guy," and it wouldn't matter. And then jokes on Trump, right? Or Trump.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah.
Did I stump you?
No,
Yeah.
I was thinking about it a little bit more deeper than
Yeah.
But yeah, I would paint something if it's not
if
like...
somebody asked me to build a Donald Trump themed computer, I would do it.
You would?
Yeah, even though I hate the guy.
You know what I think? I think you wouldn't do it, but since I just had this conversation,
I would.
You've reconsidered.
You reconsidered me. You convinced me. Like, I would get the image of Trump's face on the motherboard and somehow get that installed.
Okay, you're giving ideas. This is like, I think this is gold.
Yeah.
I mean, not that, Donald Trump has like the best
reputation.
Yeah. I mean, for some people, he does.
Oh, he can do no wrong in some people's eyes.
Yeah. So...
I think that's why they equate him up to like almost Jesus level, because they see him like just as pure for some reason.
No, that's too much.
The people that believe in him.
All right, but I don't want this podcast to turn into Donald Trump's like.
It doesn't matter. The people that listen to the show listen to us for like they already know what we talk about.
I know, but I don't want to talk about this. Like, let's move on.
Okay,
it's starting to drag us down.
I think it's hilarious. I don't think it's dragging us down at all. I think you're getting uncomfortable.
I answered the question.
I don't know what other question to ask you now. Anything besides painting that you like to do?
That I like to geek out
That's sort of
about.
like, yeah. Like, what else makes you geek out besides watching Real Housewives?
You know, I do like watching The Real Housewives, but that doesn't make me geek out.
Yeah, it's not like
You
one
know
thing
what
like
makes
you.
me geek out is home interior design.
Oh.
And organization.
Yeah.
Although that's really hard with you and Ezra. Like, you guys do
Ezra,
not help the situation
Ezra
at all.
has my sense of organization. Like, that he definitely inherited from me.
Yeah, for sure.
So, I'm sorry on that front.
But it's your job to show him better habits that you don't have.
I could try my best to do that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So organizing, and home interior
design.
Yeah. Is it just like looking at ideas of home interior designs, or like shows, or is there a specific style that you like? Like, I know you're really into like mid-century modern.
Yeah, mid-century modern.
What is mid-century modern for the people? I don't think the Geek Out Freak Out podcast audience even knows what mid-century modern is.
Well, I don't even remember what era it is. Is it 50s, 60s?
I think like 60s. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like a style, like a furniture, like.
Yeah, it's the simple, clean lines, and
I got
it's
you.
not clunky.
It's not like couches you find at Big Lots.
Well, I'm not saying anything bad about the couches at Big Lots.
I'm not saying, but those aren't mid-century
They're pretty comfortable.
Yeah, they're comfortable, but they're clunky.
Yeah, they're clunky.
They're big and they're clunky, right? So you're
Some
talking
are.
about...
They're actually starting to come out with like different options.
You're being far too nice on this show. Just say they have like...
I'm being nice?
Yeah.
I think I'm being honest.
I have not seen a piece of furniture at Big Lots that we have walked in on. And he said, yeah, that's nice. You're like, get out of that chair. It's ugly.
What kind of chair was it?
It was a recliner.
Yeah, recliner.
Yeah.
Like,
is there a mid-century modern recliner that actually is comfortable?
Is.
That's comfortable?
That's
the big keyword there.
You know what? I think the Anderson Museum has one, and we might just have to go test it out.
Yeah, but where did they get that from? They probably had to like order it from some Eastern European store. That's
no, you can sit on them.
I know that. No, I'm not debating like whether or not we can sit on the chair. I'm saying like, where did they get it from? I like the furniture at that museum. So I'm just wondering.
Oh, yeah, you can, yeah.
All right. You're a goofball. Or is there any question?
Oh, I know what makes me geek out.
Okay, good.
Stamps.
Oh, yes,
The
you look at them right
collection,
now.
yeah.
That is one thing people probably don't know a lot about you.
Yeah,
that you
people
are
do not know that about me at all, I don't think.
An avid stamp collector. Yeah, you are.
Well,
anytime a cool series comes out, you're like, I'm going to go buy these stamps.
Yeah.
You've had some really cool ones. You have the Batman stamps, right?
I've been broke, but have had money for stamps. Is that sad or what?
No, that just shows that people...
I might regret
a book of
it
stamps.
someday.
How much did that book of stamps cost you?
That one?
Yeah,
like
the Dragons
$16.
one. $16. It's $16 in the long run. If there's something like, it's not like it's $100, $200. It's this little thing collection, and it costs you $16, like to add to your collection. It's pretty cool. I don't think you have to feel guilty about it at all. It's just, you'd rather have food in the house. Just kidding. But no, like, so you buy stamps, and I think that's really cool. Like, you get to add that to your collection. You have your nice little book that you got going on. And there's another one coming out, and I forgot what the collection was going to be. Was it Bugs? I can't remember. There's a new collection getting ready to come out.
See, I don't know unless I'm at the post office, and I always ask them to show me what stamps they have there.
Yeah. You have some really cool stamps.
I mean, every now and then,
you buy a book that you just like you use as display, and then buy a book that you use to send out.
I try to buy two, that way if I ever like get like the itch to want to use one, I have an extra one.
Yeah.
So, and if I have an extra one and I don't use it, then that's okay too.
Yeah. That used to be me with Star Wars figures.
You open them.
No, I told you what I did. I would buy one, kept it in the box, and then I would buy the same one again and take one out of the box. But in the long run, those new ones that not the new ones that came out, they're not worth anything. They're worth less if anything else. It's just a waste of money. I should have just bought the one. You think of all the money I wasted on buying 2 of everything? I could have just bought one. Like, I lost money on that deal. There's no way I'm making that money back. Yeah. So, use the stamps. If you bought 2, use one of them.
You know,
it's just gonna sit there.
I used to be like really into sending out care packages.
I remember
and, like,
that.
Mail.
Yeah.
I don't do that anymore.
That's because you don't care for anybody anymore.
It's because I'm broke. It's because I'm broke, and that all costs money.
Oh, it costs a lot of money when you send out care packages.
Yeah, definitely. Especially when, like...
Define one of your care packages.
Define?
Yeah.
What do you mean, like, what I have?
Yeah, the contents in it. Like, it's basically a Priscilla Ornelas Loot Crate box. What is in that Loot Crate box? You know what I mean?
Well, one time I made one for my cousin, and it was so awesome because I did a bunch of, like, candy, and he lives in Mexico, so I did a bunch of candy, and, I think, like, a t-shirt, and, like, a few other things. I don't know, it was cool.
Yeah.
And I put it all in this box, and I used to have, like, this, I would collage all of my packages.
I remember that,
so,
I think I said maybe
I collaged his.
2 or 3 of them.
And I had a cousin, and she was like, oh, yeah, so-and-so's gonna be going to Mexico. And I was like, okay, cool. I'll send my package with them. You can just pop it in your suitcase and just, like, deliver it as is, right? Well, they took it upon themselves. My cousin did. And she opened it. She opened it and took out stuff from the box.
That she
wanted.
And
she didn't even give him everything that I put in the box. Because I asked him later about it.
I don't remember this at all.
I was so annoyed because it was like the best box that I had ever made. And, yeah, she kept some of the stuff, so I was so pissed off.
Wow.
Yeah. So
I had no idea.
So I was like, and just
care box is done. That was it.
Actually, I did send a few other ones after that. But,
besides that one, was there one that, there was another favorite one that you did that somebody actually did get?
Yeah, well, I would send care packages to people that I just barely met.
Yeah.
Because if I liked them, you know, like if I felt like a connection with them and they loved them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess that's where I got my little high from.
Yeah.
It was like trying to like
find these cool little things. Yeah.
Make people's day, you know, like they're not expecting packages.
Yeah.
Like I had met a lot of people through my brother's work, and because he used to work at this place where there was all these like hangers next to his work, and they were all art studios. And so he introduced me to the artists, so I connected with a bunch of them, and I would send them like care packages.
That's neat.
Yeah. So I don't know if we're dragging the show on too much.
Is there anything you'd like to ask me?
No.
No?
You're not that important. Just kidding.
There's no like why do you watch so much wrestling questions?
Oh gosh. No.
No? Do you know why I watch so much wrestling?
Because you like to talk about it.
You say that so sad. Would you rather me watch like Walking Dead and Game of Thrones? Not there's anything wrong with the shows. I'm not into those shows anymore.
I always felt guilty for not liking wrestling as much as you, just because.
Oh, that's never been like the end goal.
Thing.
Yeah. It's you either like it or you don't like it at all. It's not like, oh yeah, I'll watch it. It's not like a Housewives for me.
It's just not like exciting to me.
Oh, you've never seen a Ricochet match. You've never seen Ricochet and Will Ospreay in a 30-minute classic.
What? When you say things like, "Oh my gosh," so this is what happened today. Did you know that Ric Flair, blah blah blah, everything after that is blah blah blah. Like, if I know the name, then I'll remember the name. But
first of all,
if you say their name,
first of all, I don't think I've ever said the words "Oh my God" and Ric Flair in the same sentence ever before.
You don't like Ric Flair?
Not that I don't like Ric Flair. Like, he's great. Like, he's a great wrestler, and I respect what he's done for professional wrestling in general. But to me, he was never that, like, one of my favorites. You know? Mm-hmm. There's a lot more other ones that could probably definitely fill that void for me. Priscilla, I'd like to thank you for coming on this week for the show. I think we already said your Instagram, but if we would like to say it again, you can follow Priscilla at art_peaches on Instagram. Follow her there.
Yes, please follow me.
That's it. Don't follow her anywhere else.
And
go to her website. Go to your website, artbypeaches.com. Is that your website?
Yeah, it is. And there's a link to it on my Instagram.
Cool. So check that out. On Priscilla's Instagrams, you can see... And her Instagrams. Well, you can see that's what we do not do while we record. We don't fiddle with the desk.
Sorry.
On there you can see like time lapses of you working on different pieces of art, like of artwork. Like you've done painting on canvas, painting on shoes. Like there's some pretty cool like before, after, and then mid progress like shots. You guys can definitely check it out. Check out her work, and if you're interested, shoot her a DM on her Instagram, or there's actually a messaging email on your website,
and
right?
if it's a birthday gift or a surprise for somebody, I am very respectful, and I don't share all my work.
And your
because there's a lot of things that
how do you accept payment?
Aren't comfortable with me sharing, and I'm okay with that.
Payment, you can do like direct pay, right? Pretty much.
Yes.
Apple Pay.
Venmo, like Apple Pay that
PayPal.
much. PayPal. I love Venmo, so yeah.
Why do you not like Apple Pay?
Because I can only use it on my phone, and I can only use it with whoever accepts Apple Pay.
Oh, I gotta talk to you after the show. Because you can use it everywhere now.
What?
Yeah, I found out that.
I thought there was only like a handful of places that used it.
Basically, so what Apple Pay it turns into a debit card on your phone. It's a MasterCard.
By the way, we are advertising Apple Pay right now.
No, I mean, yeah. But I mean, I found it out by accident because I left my wallet at home.
Right.
So.
But not that many places are high tech like that.
That's true.
And what I love about Venmo is like it's an account.
In the small town.
And I can use a debit card.
In the small town that I work in, when I drive to for work, there's nowhere in that town.
And I feel safe.
There's nowhere in that town that takes payment by phone. So like when I legit lose my wallet or leave my wallet at home, I'm screwed. I'm SOL.
Yeah.
So yeah. So be sure to like follow Priscilla there on their Instagrams. You can follow me at Mateo83 on Instagram and Twitter. Jeremy's not here, so you can follow him at jvader82 on Twitter and Instagram, I believe. Follow GoFo Questions. It's GoFo Podcasts on all social media platforms. You can check us out there. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter. And send us an email if you have any questions for next week's show, which is gofoquestions@gmail.com. Next week's show is a very special show.
Yeah, send these guys questions.
Next week's show, Priscilla actually does listen to the show. So is a special show next week. We have our Starship Troopers movie review episode will be next week. So me and Jeremy will be watching Starship Troopers this week. And we'll be talking about it next week. So it'll be a GoFo, what do we call them? Oh, crap. I can't remember. But yeah, it'll be GoFo Remember Starship Troopers. So it should be a fun movie episode to check out. So yeah, on that note, guys, do you want to do the sign out, Pris? Or do you want me to do the sign out?
I don't know how to do the sign out.
The sign out is Laters, Geeks. The Geek Out Freak Out podcast is produced and edited by Max Salgado and Jeremy Holman. Special thanks to Rock My Bit for the theme song.